the kitty cats. You can see I got 3 of them at the bowl, and somehow I've gained 3 more. There's an orange one sitting right there in the center, and then see that thing moving? That's a big old black cat with white. And there's another little black kitten. Right? Oops. Right in there. By that snow hill. Can't really see it with my phone. But normally I go all the way out to the barn and feed the cats. They were all outside. And I was like, well, I'm gonna feed my damn kittens before I feed all these other animals. And they were the 2 grayish tiger striped ones come running out towards me. They still don't let me touch them or anything. That's their water jug. But they come out, so I gave them the food. I put the food down so they can get some, because usually that big black and white one steals all the food. And this orange one don't come around much. Oops. I keep looking off, y'all. That's why it keeps moving. That orange one, I don't really see him much. I'm sure he's eating their food at night. But yeah, he's creeping. But yeah, so I'm gonna let them eat for a few minutes before these big cats get in there and take all their food, and then I'm gonna go out and put it in the barn. So that's what's going on out here. You can see all the snow. The big black and white one's back there again. Anyway, so zoom out. Check our fire real quick. It's about 4:30, and oh man, my wood's gone. Well, do I want to stay and do something, or do I want to call it a day? Fireplace has been burning pretty good today. I didn't use the bullet heater at all, but we didn't do much. What we did do is this bar right here, we got it tacked in place right there, and you can see all the metal shavings. I've been putting the radiator in. I made this little bracket out of just some scrap aluminum. I made another one. What I do with it? Right there. Right there. They're not the same size. I got this. What I've been doing is trying to figure out this fan shroud. Right now it's upside down, but I'm taping this side off for right now, and this is on the driver's side, but I've had to beat all this in and stuff, and because of where we moved the radiator back some so I can actually get it in and out, because dude, you've seen in other videos, it's rough trying to get it out. But anyway, now I can get it in and out pretty easy. But I was working on getting that fan shroud edge to be about in the middle of a blade, the blades on the fan, so when they're turning, I'm close in one spot. On the other side I'm a little off, maybe a little bit too far, but I didn't cut a perfect circle. You could see it goes out, back in. It's not a perfect circle. I don't have steady hands, so it's kind of hard to do that. But what I'm gonna have to do is, on that side I was showing you a second ago, is it sits further away from the radiator. So if my face was the radiator, this is the fan shroud. And see that gap that's there in between my side of my face and this, my hand. I have to close it off. So what I'm gonna do, I've got a pattern, and I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna rivet a piece on here that's gonna extend out, and it'll close off that gap up against the radiator and the fan shroud. It seals up as much air as possible. So right now I'm just beating this lip straight on the very bottom because it's been giving me problems getting in between my radiator and the mounts on the bottom for the radiator. So, but before, motor's in the car, power steering's hooked up. I haven't put any fluids in it or changed it up or any of that. Brake rotors are on. I'm working on the spindles, or not the spindles, but the rotors. And what I'm doing is, your rotor goes on the spindle, right? They sell these spacers that go right here in between the bearings, and it's a snug fit, so you get it just a hair over and the bearing stops. Oops, my bad, guys. And what happens is, so it's gonna look a lot like this. My washers are too big, so when I put them on here, I'll make sure that it fits inside the rotor. I'll grind it down to match this, which is just 1.5 inch roll cage tubing, and I will weld that together, and then I will use shims in here to get the right spacing. And what happens is when you put the nut on, you run it up and it basically stops, and it doesn't load the bearings to where there's drag on the rotor. Less drag is more speed, so they say. And basically, when this goes on, that's going to sit in there like that. So it's just a pattern. It's a process of putting it on, though, because I'm going to have to put this in the rotor. I'll have to remember, put this in the rotor, and then the bearings, and shims. That'll be all welded up, and then my other bearing will go here. The inner bearing goes there. Let's see, right now I got a big gap in there, and then the seal will go on here. Now a lot of times, let me see if I can find the seal. So the seals go on, right? And when they're on here, they're a little snug, and that's drag, that's friction, right? So what I'm thinking about doing, and there's a person, Jason Dukes. He's on YouTube, Dirt Race Life. Look him up. But basically, he trims the inner part of this seal, the little lip, just barely. This lip, and then there's less drag there, so there's no drag, and the hub will spin freely. It won't be none of that. So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. Unfortunately, I have to wait on the shims, and the shims won't be here until the end of the month, the first of next month. So I'm working on the radiator, hoping that they come in early. If they don't, so be it. But I'm gonna get the radiator done, and I'll probably take my seat out and wash that inside in there somehow. My water's froze out in my garage right now, but I probably clean that up so I can put the seat belts in, and then put the oh, that big orange cat took my cat's food. That dirty bastard. I'm gonna go split this up. That orange cat probably won't come out. So back when I get back there. Yeah. So I'm gonna go feed the cats. That's kind of where we're at on the race car right now. I put my lawnmower back together, and I think it's actually a bent shaft. It didn't really show that it was bent on my floor or my bench when I was rolling it to check for bentness. Check to make sure it was flat. But when it's on the lawnmower, it's got a wobble, and the belt tightens and the blade engages. But then when you disengage the blades, the belt pops off immediately. So I'm gonna either buy another shaft or buy another grasshopper mower and move my deck over to it. Maybe buy like a 48-inch or something, because they're cheaper. But either way, I get a move, cat. I'll get a. What you doing, kitty? What you doing, kitty, kitty? Are you coming out? Are you coming out? These cats are crazy. Look at all that ice. That's frozen water from every night from after giving them water. I see you. I see you staring at me. I know you want this water, you heathen. You're in that little hole, and that's where my damn the food bowl is for my kittens. There he goes. He's gonna sneak all the way around to right there, and he's gonna take that food. So, all right, y'all. Y'all don't want to watch me feed a cat. A bunch of cats. My barn is falling down. Straight redneck style barn. Put this in there. There you go, kitty, kitty. I see you. I see you. What are you doing? You turd. You big old turd. You want some food? What are you doing? Are you looking for water? I really need to make a standard spot for these turds. I know you're running around for water. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I think it's Saturday. Y'all have a good Saturday. Peace.